Amazing Bats by Seymour Simon. Seymour Simon, Amazing Bats. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Their wings look like hands with skin stretched between the long fingers. The scientific name for bats means hand wing. There are about 1,000 kinds of bats. They live all around the world. About 45 kinds of bats live in the United States. Some bats live in caves throughout the year. Other bats live in trees and under roofs during the summer and in caves during the winter. They hang upside down on the cave ceiling and come out at night to eat. Most bats eat insects. A little brown bat can eat about 600 bugs an hour. That's like you eating 200 pizzas a night. A small colony of bats can eat a ton of insects in 1 year. That's more than 600 million bugs. Other bats eat ripe fruit and sweet liquid from flowers. Fruit bats are large and have powerful teeth and jaws they use to bite off pieces of fruit. Fruit bats nest in trees, and most kinds come out only at night to feed. Some bats eat small fishes or frogs. A frog-eating bat in Panama swoops down on its victim and carries it off. The bat finds its meal by listening for the sounds of male frogs croaking. The bat can tell if the frog is the right size by the sound it makes. 3 kinds of vampire bats live in Latin America. Vampire bats pierce the skin of an animal with their fangs and then lap up the blood with their tongue. In winter, when there are fewer flowers, fruits, and flying insects for bats to eat, some bats travel to warmer places. Millions of free-tailed bats spend summers in Texas and New Mexico. In winter, free-tailed bats travel hundreds of miles south to feeding spots in Mexico. Other bats that live in cold places spend the winter in a deep sleep called hibernation. These bats go without eating for 5 or 6 months. They live on stored body fat and lose as much as half their body weight during the winter. Many stories about bats are untrue. For example, bats are not blind. Many bats can see very well. Also, bats use sound echoes called sonar to locate insects and other foods. Some people are afraid of bats, but bats do not attack people, and bats will not get tangled up in your hair. Bats are very clean and groom themselves, like cats. However, bats are wild animals, and you should not handle any wild animal. All bats belong to one of 2 groups, megabats and microbats. Megabats are large bats that live in warm climates and eat fruits. Microbats are small insect-eating bats found all over the world, including the United States. The biggest bat in the world is called the gigantic flying fox from Asia. It weighs more than 2 pounds and has a wingspan of 6 feet. That's wider than you are tall. The gigantic flying fox eats only fruit, and it eats lots. One of the smallest and commonest bats in the world is called the pipsatrelle. It weighs less than 2 pennies and is only as long as your little finger. But the tiny pipsatrelle can eat 3,000 insects in just 1 night. Australian ghost bat can swoop down and carry away a mouse for food. Bats help keep you free of mosquitoes and other insect bites. Bats don't harm people, they help them.